my topic is not just a design. It's more like an innovation that I named TSAM, which is Tail Strike Avoidance System. A system that has the potential to revolutionize the whole aviation industry around the globe. Going to the next slide. We see aircraft fly around us every day, and sometimes we even fly in them. But the very fact that we fail to realize is that there is a serious potential threat present at every takeoff and landing. Well, as by the title you must have guessed it, it's a tail strike. A tail strike occurs when the tail of the aircraft hits or scrapes the runway. Now it may occur for a number of reasons, namely misjudgment, miscalculation, too early rotation or too fast rotation, all on the part of a pilot. It may also be induced due to a severe wind chill, in this video. It's an Airbus A321 of Lufthansa airline suffering through a severe gust of wind at Hamburg Airport in 2008. Now, a tail strike can also occur due to a faulty flight instrument, like a miscalibrated airspeed indicator that is showing your airspeed a little bit ahead of your true airspeed, which gives the signal, which gives the pilots the wrong signal of rotating too early. Coming to the next slide. Aircraft manufacturers like Boeing or Airbus have installed tail skid devices under the tail of their aircraft in order to prevent the tail strike. As you can see here in these two pictures, in the first picture is the tail skid of a Boeing 737, and in the second picture is the tail skid device of a Boeing 777. Along with this, aircraft manufacturers have also installed an electronic fuel alerting system that warns the pilots of a tail strike on this gas display, which is known as an engine indicating and fuel alerting system. Next slide. Basically, in a tail skid device, this is a crushable cartridge that is employed or installed. The depth to which this cartridge is crushed tells indicates the rotation, the magnitude of rotation with which the pilot pulled or rotated his aircraft. Let me take the next slide. Now, before getting into the actual details, I'll explain the reason why a tail strike is so dangerous. In August 1985, Japan Airlines Flight 123 crashed in Otsuka Ridge, killing 509 people on board. And then again in May 2002, China Airlines Flight 611 exploded midair right after 20 minutes of takeoff, killing 225 people on board. Both of these incidents occurred because the rear bulkhead at the empennage exploded in midair because of the tail strike. Now, if not too often, then not too rare as well. Ladies and gentlemen, a tail strike can occur at any moment. And here I have labeled a few major cases of a severe tail strike. The first picture is a Boeing 747 of a cargo airline that suffered a 4-second long tail scrape at Brussels Airport in 2008. And the second picture is Aero Mexico Boeing 6767 that also suffered a similar case of tail strike. The worst part is that both of these aircraft suffered such a severe damage that both of these aircraft were written off right at that very moment because the damage was beyond economic repair. The reason these two incidents occurred is because the pilots had miscalculated the correct takeoff weight. In March 2009, Emirates Flight EK407, which was an Airbus A340-400, fully equipped with a tail protection device on its tail, suffered such a severe tail scrape that even the tail protection device on its tail got torn off. But the reason for that was this, that the pilots had miscalculated the weight by 100 tons. 100 tons. So when they realized the acceleration of their aircraft is too slow, they directly at that very moment shifted the throttle to droga detent, which is takeoff and go around for the full thrust, and they overshot the runway for like 148 meters, and still it barely got airborne and penetrated through the localized air antennas at the end of the runway. In the rest of the incidents of Qatari Airways or Sun, they also suffered a penetrative tail strike, but it was not as bad as the ones above this. Hence, ladies and gentlemen, we can go to the previous slide. So, hence I can conclude that a tail strike can not only be deadly, but it can also cost a lot of fortune. Now come to the next slide. Just to refresh the concepts, angle of attack is the angle between the first line of the aircraft and the horizontal, and chord of the wing is the breadth of the wing parallel to the fuselage. Move to the next slide. In aviation, there are certain speeds designated for specific conditions, and the ones of our interest are mainly V1, which is the airspeed beyond which the takeoff should not be avoided because enough of the runway length is not available for the pilot to stop the aircraft in the lane. V1 is the airspeed at which the pilot starts to rotate or pitch up his aircraft. V2 it is the airspeed at which the aircraft can safely climb off with one engine inoperative. Now it may either be due to a bird design or an engine failure or whatsoever. Coming to the most important velocity, which is VMU, which is velocity minimum unstable. It is the velocity at which the aircraft can safely lift off the ground, but with a high angle of attack. Here in this video, after 1.5 seconds, you will witness VMU being achieved and so on. As you can see, the tail has started to splay. VMU achieved. Coming to the next slide. The liners generally have a swept back wing, which means the cross-sectional area of the wing is not constant throughout. Hence, the net chord doesn't lie at the root, instead a little bit further away from it, and this net chord is known as mean aerodynamic chord, which is MAC in short. This is the chord that pilots and wing engineers use for the analysis of moments. Coming to the next slide. So, in order to determine the exact force that the tail skid device needs to bear, an optimum deflection of 20 degrees for both the elevators, close to VMU for Boeing 737-800 at maximum takeoff weight, yields us a total net of 1 ton of force. Now applying the magnification factor by the analysis of moments, it becomes 1.24 tons right at the tail skid device. After incorporating the dynamic factor and the factor of safety, it becomes a net of 10 tons. The reason I have stated here T-SAS, ladies and gentlemen, and not the tail skid is because I now present you my T-SAS. What I did is that I simply replaced the tail skid device with not just one but two wheels. The first wheel is to tackle the rotation prior to liftoff, and the second wheel is to tackle the rotation right after liftoff. And you will witness the reason of the second wheel here in this video. As you can see, after liftoff, main line get lifted, yet still the tail is straight. Coming to the next slide. Next temperature is a technique basically employed to prolong the life of the engines. The pilots are instructed to use the maximum amount of the runway in order to utilize a lower thrust setting of the engines, which imparts less wear and tear on the engines, and hence it prolongs the life. Now let's take example of runway 25L, that is the runway of Karachi Airport, which is 3.4 kilometers long. Now for Boeing 737-800 at maximum takeoff weight and maximum thrust, only 40 to 50% of Karachi Airport's runway 25L is required for the takeoff. However, in order to reduce the wear and tear, the pilot will probably utilize 70 to 80% of the runway. It depends on his instructions and conditions. Coming to the next slide. The major part of my research is this, that a 737 with maximum takeoff weight and maximum thrust yields a net of 3 meters per second of acceleration. So when under intense rotation, the tail skid imposes a net of 0.1 meter per second square of acceleration. And due to this acceleration, to attain a difference of 1 meters per second to achieve VMU, at least a 2 meters of runway length is required. Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you ponder over it, you must be laughing at me that I'm saying 2 meters when the runway length is around 3.4 kilometers and the acceleration is 0.1 meters per second square. Ladies and gentlemen, when the pilots incorporate the flex temperature technique, already they have a very short distance remaining to tackle any mishap. For the case of Emirates Flight 407, Qatar Airways Flight 778, or Sunwing's Boeing 737, if pilots would not have shifted the throttle to toga detent a second too early, it would have resulted in a catastrophe rather than a miracle. Coming to the next slide. For the case, God forbid, for the case when one engine is down, either due to a vertical strike or failure or whatsoever, your thrust is half, your acceleration is half, yet the retardation imposed by the tail skid device is still the same. Hence, the takeoff distance is even prolonged than the magnitude of twice. So where is it actually going to end? Ladies and gentlemen, this is where it's going to end. It's going to crash in the localizer antennas rather than touching them or penetrating through them and getting airborne, like for the case of Emirates Flight 407 or Boeing 747 at Brussels Airport, Qatar Airways, and many other incidents like that. So, coming to the next slide. Typically, these are the cracks that form on the runways of the airports after the wear and tear and the temperature and all of those parameters. These are the cracks that form. So just suppose, for instance, that the tail skid is scraping through the runway and it comes over this crack and latches into it. You know what's going to happen? What's going to happen is that it's going to rupture the runway, and there is a high chance of the whole tail skid assembly being ruptured off. Which means there will not just be a huge deceleration imparted to the aircraft, but also there will be a serious damage that the aircraft will face. Coming to the next slide. In a DSAS, as I said earlier, I introduced the concept of wheel. A wheel offers almost negligible friction as opposed to the tail skid that imposes some deceleration. A DSAS has quite a long maintenance period as compared to a tail skid that needs maintenance right after a tail strike. The most important part is that with the DSAS, the ground clearance during the ground contact of the tail will be kept constant throughout. However, for the case of a tail skid, a thrust cartridge will directly expose the tail of the aircraft directly to the ground. In the end, there won't be a latching effect with the wheel. However, with a shoe of the tail skid, there will be a latching effect. Coming to the next slide. Human behavior under pressure generally leads to further catastrophes. Even though the EI cast display wants the pilots of the strike, but when the end of the runway is speeding towards one's eyes in the matters of seconds, how can anyone be so calm and think of lowering the pitch of the aircraft in order to attain the speed and go straight into what utterly seems to be a disaster? Hence, ladies and gentlemen, ensuring the TSAS be installed in order to ensure the safety and eliminate any room of a possible tail strike by any of the following causes that I stated. In fact, a TSAS is a device just to install and completely forget of any tail strike. Actually, I have the first picture is the crash site of Cross-Air Flight 498. This air crash made us revolutionize the training procedures of pilots all around the globe. In the second air crash of TAM Airlines Flight 3054, it made us revolutionize and improvise the training procedures and the thrust reversal system throughout the aviation industry. Coming to the next slide. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll conclude with the following advantages. With the TSAS, there won't be any wear and tear. There won't be any wear and tear of either the aircraft or the runway. There won't be any friction or debris on the runway. There won't be any costly repair. There won't be a need to repair the tail, to reset the tail skid after a tail strike. And there won't be any retardation. Lastly, and most important, inshallah, there won't be any aircraft that will be written off completely due to a tail strike ever again. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, tell me something. If you were to sit in an aircraft, which one would you prefer? One with a TSAS or one with a tailspin? TSAS? Only one person? Is that the response? Okay. Anyways, I highly appreciate that. Thank you. I'm up for questions.